Welcome in, everyone. We have a couple people in person here, so we'll start with questions in person.
Obviously, lots of excitement around this entire organization, starting with the Wizards hot start. I mean, how exciting is that for you guys from a developmental perspective to see that and kind of help in that process?
It's really exciting to see the Wizards get off to this hot start, and it's contagious. And we hope that we're able to follow suit at the G League level. And our guys have been able to go to all of the home games so far. And so we're trying to get them acclimated with just success in general and get them bought into the type of culture that creates. So
you guys are, elevating Mike to the position of head coach of this team now. When it probably, we were talking about it before, I guess the youngest coach in the NBA or the G League at the head coach position. And I know that's kind of something, the experience of being maybe one of the younger people in the room there. I mean, what went into the decision to elevate him into that role, and how excited are you guys to kind of have him leading the way on the side?
Yeah, so I would say the decision definitely probably stemmed from our experience in the bubble. We went down there together with the Erie Bayhawks, and he was really, really successful coaching those 2 games down there as head coach. And so we also had time down there to really plan with each other and decide on, if he was to get the job, kind of what our goals would be for the Capital City Go-Go. Because Mike and I have a really good friendship, so we kind of spoke it into existence before it happened. And then we went to Vegas for Summer League, and Tommy Shepard and myself had a few discussions about Mike, and it just made sense. And we ended up, offering him the job probably that second or third day of Summer League. So,
I know, some people might look at it and say, so young, maybe that's not an advantage, but what kind of advantage do you think it is coming in the fact that he is so young and maybe he brings that freshman perspective?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's exactly what you said. I think he brings a very fresh perspective. I think he, identifies the trends in the game a lot easier. I think he's super relatable to the guys just from a cultural standpoint. They have a lot in common. And I think because of, all of those traits, they are easier to be receptive to the things that he's trying to teach them to develop. And he is easier for those guys to come to and communicate with. And so I think, his youth is actually a benefit, especially because we have a really young team this year. And so I think that his, youth helps us with that regard.
This obviously being your first actual opportunity to get to home and go to the draft, with you guys being involved with Kyrie last year, much different perspective. What do you think, just being in the room prior and having that experience, then stepping into the role of everything kind of being on your shoulders, if you will, with the assistance of talking with Tommy and Mike, who you wanted to draft and what guys put together for the roster?
Yeah, so I would say the past 2 drafts, the Wizards have fully acclimated me in the draft process from a scouting standpoint, from me giving my perspectives, my views on certain players. And to be honest, like, me being in the room and absorbing just that experience allowed me to replicate the process the Wizards do for their draft. And so we ran a similar preparation process for the draft. We really kind of replicated what they did at the NBA level this past draft in our draft process. And Tommy and Brett Greenberg were both in the room as I made each pick there for support, and they were really supportive throughout the whole process. So I would definitely say that just being integrated and acclimated into the Wizards process helped this G League draft process for myself, being my first one, go a lot smoother.
And then with it, again, it's just because of the way that the pandemic's kind of changed the last couple of years with the G League and it stopping and going to the bubble. Even though you were the GM down in the bubble and having those duties, now that you're officially back in home market, you're putting everything together. In your opinion, for year one, what would be successful in your eyes with regards to how this season goes from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it would just be our players getting better and developing. Us not going to the bubble, we lost a lot of the players that we had in 2019-20 season to overseas. So we kind of, this roster is built from scratch. We don't have anybody on our team from 2 seasons ago. So it's a brand new team, and Cassius is the only one from the go-go in the bubble. So it's a relatively new team. So I would say that, success to us looks like those guys getting better, reaching some of the benchmarks that we set aside for them, some of the goals that we have for them in their development process. And then obviously just competing on the court. Everybody wants to win in the G League, obviously, but I think we prioritize development, but we definitely want to win as well. So I would say just, getting those guys to reach their potential is first and foremost like what I'm looking forward to and what success looks like. Obviously, if one of our Exhibit 10 guys can get called up, if one of our 2As can get converted, then that's, a success story for me in our group.
Now, first 2 games, you're going up against your former GM here, but your mentor and friend.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a competition in your mind, secretly, if you will.
For sure, 100%, and I know he feels that too. We're super competitive, but it's just gonna be a blessing to just experience that first game as GM against Pops, and just being able to watch the game with him and just talk about it, and it's gonna be fun. But yeah, I do hope we get those guys. So we'll see.
All right, we'll transition to Zoom. Christos, go ahead.
Hello, hope you're doing well. What is the plan about this team, and what is your plan to take advantage of players like Cassius Winston, Isaiah Todd, and Joel Ayayi?
Sorry, can you repeat the question? The audio was kind of.
You hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
Oh, great. Well, what is the plan for you to take advantage of players like Cassius Winston, Joel Ayayi, and Isaiah Todd this season?
Isaiah Todd, Cassius Winston. What do you think about Isaiah Todd and Cassius Winston?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I couldn't hear the question, but I think those guys are both going to be a huge part of what we're trying to do. They're definitely focal points for both of us. They're both focal points for us. Obviously, Cassius, we're hoping he can be the ultimate game manager for us, get us organized. As I mentioned before, we have a really young group, and Cassius is the vet of the group. So we hope that, he can help those guys learn on the fly. Isaiah is very versatile. And it's going to be extremely exciting to just see what he can do on the floor, and just put him in the position to just play and show us, every tool he has in his box. And so we also just kind of want to get those guys on the same page and playing together, because I think when we have both of those guys playing at a high level, it elevates the rest of our group.
And also building that roster, what did you see as the ceiling of that group from your perspective?
I can't hear you.
Yeah, what did you see as the ceiling of that group about this season?
Type the questions or something. Sorry, Christos, hold on. I it's something going on with the audio.
You hear me now?
We can hear you, Christos. It's just not coming through clearly.
Can you cut the speaker off and just use the
when you built that roster, what did you see as the ceiling of that group, the limit, and what is your expectation about this season?
Ceiling, the limit, and your expectation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, our ceiling, like I would hope that, this group can make the G League playoffs. My expectations, obviously, like I kind of go into the situation very humble. I know that, our group is young, and I know they're trying to figure it out. And I know the G League is very talented. So I don't want to place our expectations very high. I think we just have to get our guys acclimated to playing in the G League first, and then we'll be able to kind of set our standards from there. But those guys are going to compete. They're going to work hard. And so I'm extremely proud of, the group that we have, and I'm excited to see what they can do on the floor. The limit, Obviously, I think the limit is just, us being able to stay healthy throughout the year, which a lot of G League teams are dealing with. I think our success is definitely built on the availability that we have for our group.
Matt?
Hi, Amber. What can we expect from Kyrie Walker? People haven't seen him play a competitive basketball game in a couple of years. So, what should we expect, and what did you like about him?
Yeah, Kyrie's an interesting situation. We were able to kind of get him as a local tryout player, but we weren't really able to properly kind of evaluate him at Summer League because of health and safety protocol, obviously. So right now, the focus for him is just like getting acclimated to playing in the team setting and the professional setting again. And once he's able to do that, I think he's a very versatile guy. Like he can, he's physical. He has, really, really good uncanny passing ability that we've seen in practice. And, he can do a lot of, little things well. But it's going to take a couple weeks for us to really, really be able to fully evaluate him because, again, this is all new to him. Also, going from high school level to the professional level. So we're just going to be patient and, anything that he gives us right now is a bonus.
Thanks.
Neil?
Hey, Amber. Not sure if you already asked this, but Isaiah Todd is obviously going to be, with you guys kind of on and off, as the team feels like it's necessary. What are you guys hoping for him to specifically be able to work on when he's with you guys?
For us, I think, Isaiah's focus is definitely going to be on the defensive side of the ball first, and definitely utilizing his length to be versatile perimeter defender for us. And then offensively, obviously want him to continue to work on his, shooting ability and being able to stretch and space the floor. And then just his ability to be a ball mover and secondary creator from his position. And then I would definitely say just anything else he can give us, embracing physicality, finishing under contact with the touch, improving his touch. I think those are all things that we like to see from him while he's with us.
Thanks, Amber. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
All right, I think that's it for Amber. Mike Williams up here right now. Thanks, Amber. So we'll go ahead and start with the first question.
How are you feeling getting set first season, first couple games? You get to open up at home, which gives some kind of comfort, if you will. But how are you feeling heading into your first full season as head coach?
I feel great. There's an amazing support system here between the Wizards, all the coaches that they have, Tommy in the front office, and then my staff here. And our guys are awesome. I mean, they work hard, they're coachable, they're doing all the things to put themselves in a position to just have a chance. And so right now I'm feeling great. We've had a good first week of practice. We had a good scrimmage where we learned a lot. So hopefully we can kind of build on those things and prepare for Westchester on Friday.
In your opinion, what would be, your level of success in this first season? Obviously, Amber mentioning developing guys and the potential of guys getting called up, but what would, in your mind, be a successful season in your first year as head coach?
Absolutely. I mean, I think success is definitely the development side where the guys, the assignments, the two ways that we have, make sure that they get better and they can contribute eventually to the Wizards. Having our players here, hopefully some of them get call-ups as well. And then winning is not exclusive from development. Like they can go hand in hand. So I want us to compete every night, give it all, give it our all. And then hopefully the results, end up in our favor. But I think all those things are hand in hand for success.
How much do you think your background with doing the video stuff is going to play a part in the way that you coach and the style that you coach? Just because you're so used to breaking film down. Yeah. And now you're the one who's taking that film and implementing what you're seeing. So do you think that gives you in a different way an advantage to what you can do as a head coach?
Sure. I mean, I don't know if it's an advantage, but definitely the value of it is that I've seen a number of styles of play, right? Having to watch so many games over the last couple of years and see how different teams operate with two bigs or with small lineups, playing five guards. I've seen a lot of different styles, and there's so much flux in the G League that we may have to play some funky lineups, right? You have to play 2 bigs or 5 guys who are 6'5" and under. Like, you never know. And so I think from that perspective, it'll help coach these guys because I can put them in positions that they can still be successful regardless of the lineups that we have to play.
Any questions on Zoom? Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Mike, just a quick one for you. I was wondering if you'd been able to pick Ryan Richman's brain at all. He was the last full-time coach of this team. So I wondered if there was any, convo there.
Yeah, I talk to Ryan literally every day. And he's been awesome. Ryan he doesn't hold anything back. He tells me what he thinks, good and bad. And he helps me along through different situations, helps me with planning practice, understanding different ways to kind of break up the day, how to prepare for games, the things that I need to have done and prepared going into a game. All that stuff is really important, and Ryan's been right along the way. So our conversations have been very, very beneficial to me, and hopefully that translates to the guys on this team on just helping being organized and things like that.
Awesome. Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks, Matt.
Neil.
Hey, Mike, how are you hoping to, get Cassius and Joel involved, and what kind of roles do you see them playing for you guys this season?
Right. I mean, Cassius would be our primary ball handler. His job is to organize his teammates, make sure that our floor is balanced, and is creating the best shot available and creating an advantage for our team. He can score the ball, he can shoot the ball, but he can also get in the paint, drive and kick, and help guys get comfortable. Amber said it earlier. His job, he's kind of the vet on our team, which is crazy because it's his second year as a professional. But he'll be able to kind of calm guys down, especially when the heat picks up. Maybe we're down 10, 12, 15. I mean, the G League is kind of crazy like that. He'll be cool and calm and collected. For Joel, I see Joel kind of being a versatile defender where he can kind of guard 1 through 4 on some nights. Being in the passing lanes, being a disruptor, using his length. He can do all that stuff for us. And then offensively, being a ball handler for us, either primary or secondary, he's an excellent cutter and he's an excellent passer. So being able to kind of draw attention to himself and make the right play, he does very well. And so those things I see him doing as well. And, also just making an open shot too. He's actually a much, much better shooter than I think he gets credit for. And so he'll be able to spot up and knock down threes for us as well.
And it's been a little while since we asked Wes about Cassius's health. Do you expect him to be available for you guys this week if he's not already been practicing?
Yeah, I mean, Cassius is doing well. I'm not sure yet. I can't give you an answer on that, Neil. But he's working hard every day and he's progressing nicely. So hopefully, he suits up for us soon.
Thanks, Mike. Good luck this season.
Thanks, Neil.
Christos.
Hello, coach. First of all, have a great productive season with the team. First of all, you hear me? Oh, great. Well, what did you say about the roster, about the ceiling of that group, and what is your main expectation about this group?
Yeah, I'm not going to put a ceiling on our group. If we do the things we're supposed to do, we'll have a chance to be really, really good. But it's on us to carry over our daily habits, right? We're trying to build and lay foundations right now that will sustain us for the year. And so once we get those things in place and we build the right habits, they should take us pretty far. In terms of expectations for this year, honestly, I expect guys to come in every day, get their work in, be focused, be intentional about what they're doing. Like, we don't have time to waste. We don't have days to waste. Guys got to come in and do their jobs and be locked in. And that's what I expect our guys to do. Doing all the little things that we can control. You can't control outcomes all the time, but you can control your habits. You can control your approach, and those things. That's what I expect our team to do each and every day.
And also about Cassius Winston, he has one season under his belt about his NBA experience. How important is this about his leadership into the team?
Christos, could you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, about Cassius Winston. How important for you is to have a player like him, about his leadership and his skills on the floor after his rookie season in the NBA last season?
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, Cassius is one of those guys where we're down 20 and he's cool. He doesn't get flustered by anything. And so it's going to be very valuable for us having so many young players to have a point guard like that who can kind of organize his teammates and just keep everybody calm. He doesn't get too high, he doesn't get low, he just stays neutral and even keel. And that's what we need from our point guard. And his experience playing in the NBA, playing in the G League bubble, has all kind of built him up into that type of role. And he's definitely ready for it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Christos.
All right, that's all we got from Mike. So we'll start bringing out players here in just a minute.
Thank you all. Alex, good to see you, buddy.
All right, if you got questions on Zoom, we'll go ahead and start on Zoom. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey guys, I'm gonna start this one with Jordan, I guess. Jordan, what's it like to play with a guy like Cassius? Do you think you guys can play together in the backcourt some? Like, how do you guys expect your sort of roles to play out?
I think we definitely gonna play good with each other. At this point right now, I just been taking all the experience Cass got from him, just learning from him because he's been through everything. So like just little things like that today, just asking about how what he looks off ball screen, just things like that, just basically just seeing what he knows he can help me out. So I'm basically in the learning stage. So I'm just trying to get all the information I can to help our chemistry go on the court.
And then Cassius, for you, both Amber and Mike talked about, you're kind of the elder statesman of this team, despite it only being your second year. Have you felt like you're taking on kind of that veteran leadership role?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? I had a year in it, so I guess I'm kind of the vet on this team. So I kind of just do what I can. The little that I do know, you know what I'm saying? The little that I do know, I do the same thing. I ask questions, and the guys who've been through it, they give me a lot of information. I try to just relay that as much as I can to help people out, and be that leader, be that vocal leader for guys on the team.
Good luck this year, guys.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Neil.
Hey, Cassius, just wanted to see how you're doing with your injury and how you're progressing.
I'm doing pretty good. So I should be back probably another week or so. So I'm on that back end of it, just trying to get all the way to 100%. So I can get back out there on that court and go live, play 100%. So, but I'm doing really well, progressing really well, and I'm on the very, very back end of it.
Christos.
Hello, guys. First of all, have a great season, a very productive season. Cassius, how you approach this season, and how you feel into the leadership role?
You ask one more time?
How do you feel?
Oh, I think it's natural. It's something that kind of comes naturally to me. Was in the position before being that leader, being that vocal leader, being that guy that kind of helps the team come along and try to play to their best of their abilities. So to come on this team and be kind of the vet, the guy that knows a little bit more than the other guys, you know what I mean? Hopefully I'm gonna do my best job. I'm gonna go out there and do my best to lead this team and, do what I can to help guys, make it to where we're trying to make it to and win games.
And also, how Bradley Bill helped you about your last season and about this season with Go-Go, and what was his biggest advice to you?
B been great for me. Just like I said, picking his brain, talking to him, asking him questions. He's been honest with me, open with me, helping me along the way. You know what I'm saying? Showing me what it takes to. Eventually one day that's the goal. You know what I mean? You want to be one of those guys, and you want to be as talented. You want to be able to go out there every night and do what he does. So, his biggest advice to me is put that work in. You know what I'm saying? Learn what kind of player you are, what you're gonna do, and perfect it. You know what I mean? Do everything you can to perfect that. And then once you find that groove of what kind of player you're gonna be and what your role gonna be in this league and stuff like that, and you perfect it, you know what I mean? It's no telling how far you can take it.
And for you, Jordan, do you feel that you have any chip on your shoulder about this season? And what was the biggest challenge for you with Go-Go?
I don't have a chip on my shoulder. Basically, my job is just to get better every single day, and you just let the chips fall where they lay. But yeah, I don't have any chip on my shoulder. I'm basically, like I said, I'm fresh. I'm new, whole new season, first year in the G League. Still understand a lot of things. A rookie, so I'm gonna make mistakes. So it's just a learning process for me. Just get better as I go.
Thank you very much. Good luck this season.
Appreciate you.
That's fine. Whichever one you talk, just put the microphone right in front of you when you talk.
Bet.
For when I ask the question. So yeah, I just want to ask about your new head coach Mike Williams. obviously, I don't know if you guys know this, but right now, I don't know about ever, but right now he's at 25 years old. He's the youngest head coach in the NBA and the G League.
25?
Yeah.
25?
Knowing that info, and knowing, what he knows about the game, what he brings as the head coach, how excited are you guys to play for him? What do you think he kind of brings to this team as the guy leading it?
There you go, right there. Speaking of Mike, you know what I'm saying? I'm messing with you. Mike's first of all, he's a really good dude. He puts a lot of work into his craft. So you're gonna respect him. You know what I mean? No matter how young he is, he knows the game of basketball. He knows how to motivate guys. He knows how to reach guys. He knows how to, put guys in position to be successful. So there's nobody in it. Like, Good probably shocked that he's 25. You know what I mean? Because the way he carries himself, the way he coaches, the way he pushes us. So he does a great job out there of just holding guys accountable, and he has that respect. You know what I mean? If Mike says something, dude's gonna listen, and that's half the battle right there. So he does a good job with that.
Basically what just Cass said. Actually him being 25 I think it kind of helped us out. We're a young team, so it's easy to relate. And like Cass said, he know the game of basketball, and he the head coach. So whatever he says go, we follow him. So.
Appreciate it. That's it.
That might be good.
Jaime Jordan shot.
That might be good quality.
High quality.
Wow.
Yes, I was going to ask you guys about your new head coach, Mike Williams. I don't know if you know this. We're not sure if it's a record ever, but right now between the NBA and the G League, he is the youngest coach at 25 years old as a head coach. The youngest. What do you think that brings? The fact that about how much he knows about the game already, and kind of maybe how he can relate to you guys being such a young team.
Yeah, I think it's special because when I first heard he was 25, I couldn't believe it, just the way he carries himself, his poise, his ability to, really know people and be able to build relationships, and his knowledge of the game. So I don't know what he's been doing, for 25 years, but he's ahead of his time for sure. But it does help, just him being able to relate to us. Like not many other coaches can. I mean, he's literally the same age. So I think it's special. And I feel like we all feel that way too.
Same thing. I couldn't believe it at the same when I heard how old he was. But at the same time, if he was put in charge of this boat, it's because it's obviously for a reason. I enjoy every time with him, even from the summer league until now. We kind of been developing all that chemistry between each other, and he's the type of guy who come to you and worry about you and try to get you better, and that's the main thing. He's trying to approach to everybody in the same way and try to get the best out of each player, in the court and outside the court. So I think that's one of his best attributes. And then like Jordan say, he's way ahead of his age, and that's something that we actually can see it. So,
and then I had another one for you guys. Looking at what the Wizards have done so far in this young season, 5-1 started as now. But what's it feel like to be a part of an organization that's had such a strong start to the year, and there's just so much buzz around with obviously Wes is the new head coach of the Wizards, and then Mike is your guys' new head coach. Amber, young GM here. What's kind of the buzz like around here?
Well, I think that even we feel those 5-1. I think talking about on my side, I've been with the team since the summer league, and then I came in training camp, so I kind of been developing all the chemistry with all those guys, with Corey, with Isaiah, and then come to the training camp and Bradley, Spencer, Montrez, those vets that always like. I approach to them to try to learn something from them, and we develop that great chemistry in the locker room and outside the locker room. So on my side, I feel those 5-1s, and I enjoy watching them every day, and share the little moments that we have when we cross our paths, and I still feel part of a group just because how much we share together. When you're in a team, that doesn't mean that we step away. So we obviously our ways have to take in different directions. But Coach Weiss at the same time is like he make me better through all this process. It's like a summer league and training camp, and he's an amazing coach, and I'm really enjoying being coached by him, and I just wish the best to all the guys and the organization in general.
Yeah, I think being, blessed enough to be a part of the training camp and getting to know those guys, getting a couple road trips in, it really, I feel like we really made a relationship with some of those guys, and it feels good because we put in work with them, and we know how much they want to be great this year. We saw it. We saw their fight. We saw them come together as a group, and it helps motivate us as well. Putting on this uniform, being in this city, and just trying to do the same things, just win games. So I think it's great to see.
Any questions on Zoom? Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Jordan, this is kind of a random one, but I'm always curious when I talk to guys that are professional shooters like yourself. Where do you look when you shoot?
That's a good question. I don't really know what I look at. I think I can't really tell you. I just try to get my eyes towards the rim or anywhere near the rim as fast as possible. But other than that, I feel like my brain just handles that part of it.
Gotcha. Thanks. Good luck this season, guys.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Christos?
Hello, guys. Have a great season, first of all. Jaime, what it means for you to represent your country into this season in G League?
I mean, it's been hell of a journey. Me coming out of Colombia when I was 17 is just, I always feel the support, but now it's getting to, thank to God, I've been developing as a player and as a person to being in the position that I am right now. It's a really privilege. I don't feel the pressure from my country to be where they want to see me, but obviously I work hard to get to my give my country what they want to see. And then it is amazing. I receive messages every day. Colombia is we have such an amazing basketball culture which is improving. So we're just trying to get the best out of it, and I'm trying to get the best out of it to make my people proud. And I know they're proud, but you guys understand what is the process of it. So I'm just gonna be here to enjoy the moment and keep learning every time.
And also, here in Greece, there's a Colombian player, Brian Angola, who plays in Greece for AEK. Do you get any advice of him, or what did you see from him, and what is a kind of role model for you, his path to the basketball court so far?
You talking about Angola?
Yes.
I mean, he's like my big brother. I mean, we talk a lot. Obviously, he knows this path. He been here in this position before. So obviously, the main thing that he told me is to understand and control what you can control and keep pushing yourself every day and just be a professional inside and outside the court. More than a role model, he's my brother, my big brother, who always trying to protect the little brother. So he passing through this. Obviously, we had conversations about it, and he just gave me the best advice he could give me, and the rest will take care of himself. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. Good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
All right, I think that's it for this pair right here.
Thank
you. Thank you.
You're being recorded now.
All right. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Kyrie. First of all, welcome to DC. Glad to have you here, man. You haven't played a competitive game in a couple years here. You got to be excited about this. What's your mindset like to get back out on the court?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm happy, man. Like, I'm nervous right now, but I'm happy, man, just to be just in action again, just in front of cameras, and just this process. And I ain't gonna lie, it's so much fun right now. I ain't gonna lie, just being here so far, just having the organization and the staff is just really they show a lot of love, and it's just real home. Like, this family here, like, it's real family. They treat you really well, and And I honestly like it. I don't want to leave anytime soon. So,
Your name and your stories resonated with fans. I can tell you that much already. For those people who haven't seen you play in a while, what can they expect to see? What have you added to your game in the last couple of years? That kind of stuff.
I grew, shed weight, toned up, able to knock down shots now, and passing went up a lot. My passing ability went up a lot, and I think that's going to be a very key thing for for a guy to play on the wing at 6'7", just to pass the ball at a high volume. And I just can't wait to go out there and just play my game.
Awesome, man. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Everybody fell asleep in between people.
I fell asleep.
All right.
That's it.
I think that's it.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Then.
Appreciate you.
Cool. We only have one. That's cool.
All right, guys. If you have any questions for Pat, go ahead and raise your hand. You can get started. Go ahead, Christos.
Hey, Pat, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Fine. I'm fine. Thank you very much. Well, first of all, how you approach this training camp with Go-Go?
I got to hear him out there. I can't.
How you approach this training camp?
How do you approach this training camp?
Yeah, I think we approach it like it's a new year as it is. We've got a whole new group of guys, a whole new staff, and so I think everyone's just trying to feel each other out and figure out, where the pieces are going to fall into place. I think everyone's really fired up to be here, and everyone's looking to climb the ladder. Make no bones about it. Everyone's here to improve themselves, and hopefully we can do that as a unit and make it happen.
From lacrosse to basketball, how big turnaround for you was that?
It was a big turnaround, but to be honest, I spent a lot of time in the off season playing basketball throughout college. And so wasn't like basketball was out of the picture for the entire 4 years. I played competitively in Baltimore and in DC and really kept my hand in it. But, I had to get back to kind of the nitty gritty and the smaller details once I got back into organized ball. And then in the off season, just had to make a lot of adjustments, from changing my shot to, improving my ball handling and improving my body. So a lot of different adjustments, but just put my head down and got to it. And I'm excited about where I'm at.
What are your personal goals about this season? And do you feel that you have something to prove during this training camp with Go-Go?
Yeah, I think, like I said before, I think everyone in here clearly has the same goal in mind for themselves individually, and that's to get to the NBA. But the more we've talked, the more we've realized that the only way to make that happen is by playing the right way and being a team. And so, if you're asking for my individual goals, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's not the NBA, because that's exactly what it is. But I'm going to look to do that within our system and within what they ask of me. And yeah, I definitely feel like I have something to prove. I had 1 year at Northwestern, and to be honest, I didn't play the way I wanted to play. But the year was a growing experience for me. It taught me what I really needed to work on and what I needed to improve upon in the off season. And that's exactly what I did. So I'm excited, like I said, about where my game is at now. And just hopefully I can get an opportunity to make the most of it and run from there.
And one last question for me. What kind of player can I expect to see on the floor about your game, about your attitude on both ends of the floor?
Yeah, I think my physicality will be there on both sides of the floor. I think from the point guard standpoint, I'm a bit more physical than you would see across the league. And I think just being a playmaker for myself, for guys around me. And I've improved my jump shot, and so that'll be there. I think you'll see that. But as far as a playmaker, you're going to see a tough individual, somebody who's not going to back down from anybody. And then, like I said, just try to make plays, winning plays to help my team win.
Thank you very much. Have a great season.
Brooks.
Hey, Pat. Nice to meet you.
How's it going?
All right, man. So obviously you've had a very, very decorated career playing lacrosse at Loyola. Just the main question is, what have you learned from that sport that you can carry over to basketball, and that's really helped you, I guess, develop and just become a better basketball player?
What have I learned to bring it over? Yeah. I think for me personally, I think both games are very similar. My playmaking ability and ability to dodge in lacrosse and ability to create in basketball are very similar. And I think, the more that people watch lacrosse, a lot of people aren't very familiar with it yet, but the more that people watch it, I think the more they understand that both games really have a lot in common, from the objective, from, putting the ball in the net, and utilizing a lot of the same tactics to do so, whether it's picks, whether it's, off ball screens, whatever it might be. For me personally, I think the playmaking and my vision and hopefully being able to create for other guys is something that translates in both, but both games are very similar in a lot of different ways.
Okay, and the next question is just, you played in Germany last year. What did you learn about yourself since playing overseas? Whether it's basketball or just personally, and how can that help you just playing in the G League here?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me was I had a really short period of time to pick up a system that had been in place for over 7 months. So I got over there, towards the end of the year and had a couple months to really dial it in with the team. I think for me personally, that was really important. Being able to kind of put myself immediately into a system and pick up what they're trying to accomplish was really important for me. I learned a lot from that. And then just from a professional standpoint about how to take care of my body, how to approach the game, a lot of different things along those lines. But at the end of the day, it's basketball, and you got to be able to make plays when you're on the floor and help your team win games. I think whether you're playing in Germany, whether you're playing over here, the objective is still the same.
And you grew up in Baltimore County. What's it mean for you to be able to play here in DC in front of basically like your friends and your family, and getting to play a sport that you love once again?
Yeah, I mean, it means the world to me to be able to play at home. Having my family here, all 4 grandparents are still with us, and they come to all the games. Having my parents be able to come to all the games, and then actually having both brothers be pretty local. My middle brother Cam is playing D1 ball at Loyola in Baltimore, and then my youngest brother's playing college basketball at Hood College in Frederick. So as a family as a whole, we're really excited to kind of have everybody local, and aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody will be able to come to games. So definitely something that we're really fired up about.
Thanks, man.
Yep. Done. Thanks, guys.
All right. Appreciate everyone tuning in today. We will send out the recording from all the sessions in a little bit. Yep. So these guys are pictures.